If you don't know, now you know. We are in the NIL era when it comes to the NCAA. This is a time where players and their brands are front and center when it comes to sports. And the NCAA and schools around the country are adjusting, are figuring out the rules, are making sure they can stay on top of it, making sure they can get in on that money, because now the NCAA and schools no longer have a sole monopoly on the name, image, and likeness of their players. Their players can decide for themselves. Of course, there are some rules, but players are getting their money. Schools want to get more of it. NCAA, of course, wants to get more of it, and they want to figure out a way, for schools at least, to use NIL as an extra oomph to get either a transfer or a incoming freshman to choose their school over someone else's. And man, oh man, have these schools been adjusting and making some moves. And today, Players Era announced that they are launching in 2025 the Players Era Women's Championship, where the teams participating will receive collectively $1 million in NIL in order to participate. You heard me right. Yes, $1 million to just participate, not to win, to participate in NIL money. So this is not money going to the school. This is money going to the players' pockets through NIL. Now, of course, collectively, so not every player is getting $1 million, but collectively, the teams are getting $1 million. And y'all, this is a huge deal. This is absolutely a huge deal. They already got the lineup for 2025 set. For the women, it's going to be 4 teams to start off: South Carolina, Duke, and Texas, as well as UCLA. And guys, this is a huge deal because Players Era has already proven that they know how to maximize NIL dollars. They run the Players Era Festival on the men's side, which actually just wrapped up this past Thanksgiving break. And it had 8 teams that were participating in this, that resulted in $9 million worth of NIL activities. Like, that's huge, huge, huge. In just the span of a couple of days. Next year, the women's and the men's activations will happen at the same time during the Thanksgiving break, and will take place in Vegas. Players Era CEO Seth Berger said Players Era is creating the first ever tentpole women's college basketball MTE with an unbelievably loaded field and fascinating storylines, early season matchups that are sure to set the tone for the rest of the season. Our women's championship includes the same level of guaranteed NIL opportunities for the players as the men's championship. Women's college basketball continues to drive an unprecedented level of excitement and engagement, and this incredible lineup with 4 national championship contenders is going to transform what's possible for women's college basketball early season competition, and is going to be one of the most anticipated sports events of the year. And now, don't get it twisted, guys. This is not just a thing where players are just going to get money for playing on the court. No. They are getting paid for engaging in ancillary events and separate and distinct that are separate and distinct from the teams participating in games. So basically, what that's saying is, yeah, this is not going to be the super fun trip to the Bahamas or something like that. No, you're going to be working on this trip. You're going to be doing meet and greets. You're going to be probably creating some ads. You're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff to earn that collective $1 million, because this is going to be NIL activations. So a conglomerate of companies that want your name, image, and likeness on their brand or associated with their brand. You're working. Yes, you're playing some games. Absolutely. Yes, you want to win, but also off the court, you're focused because you are trying to make that money. And for coaches, they are excited about this because this is a huge, huge recruiting trip. Now, Don Staley for South Carolina didn't say much about that, but I guarantee you she thinks she's thinking about it. But what she did say is she said this innovative event brings together everything we're looking for. Quality games early in the season, a great location for fans to come and enjoy, and NIL opportunities for our players. Now, when it comes to NIL, LSU really does rule the gamut when it comes to women's basketball, but the other teams are like, hey, we got NIL opportunities at our school as well. We want more opportunities for our players. And so having stuff like this is going to be huge to get that transfer to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go there. Yeah, I'm going to go to Duke. Yeah. Duke is pretty good. Yeah, I like Coach Kara Lawson, but I'm going to go there. And my extra incentive is that $1 million collectively that I can cash in on. Like, I'm just saying, cash seems to rule everything when it comes to NIL right now when we look at the NCAA. So, guys, my question is, what do y'all think about this championship? I think that this is just another high-stakes women's basketball activation, which is going to be huge. It's going to be huge to be on a network like TNT. This just helps to bring more awareness of the game. And while NIL still feels a little weird to me, like the idea that you're kind of paying players, and in some aspects, these players are making bank, to the point where it's not really student athletes anymore. It's more like athletes that happen to be part-time students, So yeah, while it's still a little weird to me, it's to the point where you got to peep game and appreciate it, man. These players are making money, and I'm happy that the fact that the players are able to get something, because before, these colleges, the NCAA was just making boatloads of money. I mean, they're still making money. They're just not making as much money as they were because they were getting all the deals, and these players were showing up in various things, and the school got the money. The players didn't touch the money, even though they brought a lot of revenue to schools. And so now the tables have turned a little bit. It's a little bit more equal. And so, hey, you got to appreciate it. Shout out to these players about to make some bank. Man, if you was an incoming freshman, would this $1 million pot sway you? If you were a top recruit, would this sway you into one of those 4 teams? Like I think there's a chance that this is going to be a thing where it's going to be used as a recruiting tool. Like, hey, we can guarantee you a pot of $1 million in NIL. We can guarantee you that. And of course, you're splitting it with your team, but still a lot of money. Still a whole lot of money.